Hello guys, welcome back to YT Classroom. I hope you all are doing well. So today we have got a bit of different video. Today we are going to solving the paper 1 from Pearson Edexcel International Advanced A-Level, paper 1 for mathematics, IAL mathematics from January 2025. And this is a 1 hour 30 minutes paper, and it has 10 questions, it has 9 questions, and it has 75 marks. Let's go ahead and solve this paper. If you are new to this channel, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful content, especially for the May June 2025 upcoming series, including more of IL papers along with IGCSE papers and CIE AS level papers as well. Alright, let's get ahead with this paper. This is my first video on Edexcel papers, and I really hope that does go well. If you have any tips, comments, suggestions, doubt, please don't hesitate to comment down below. Those are really helpful. Alright, let's move on. Alright, the first question is an integration question. So it says find the integration of 8x cubed minus 6 root x minus 2 or 5x cubed into d of x. So the first thing I like to do is keep everything into a simple format. So 8x cubed is okay. 6 root x is minus 6 x raised to half. And then I've got minus 2 over 5 x raised to negative 3 when I bring it to the numerator and put d of x here. Alright, now I simply integrate it. So 8 x raised to 4 because I had a power of 4 divided by 4 minus 6 x raised to it's 0.5, add 1 1.5 divide by 1.5 minus 2 over 5 x raised to minus 2 because negative 3 plus 1 is minus 2 divided by minus 2, the same power. Alright, and plus we'll be having an additional constant which might exist as we're integrating. Alright, now what is 8 over 4? As we know, 8 into 1 over 4, just to confirm, it's 2. So 2x raised to 4 minus 6 into 1 over 1.5 is minus 4x raised to 1.5 minus 2 over 5 into 1 over negative 2. It's adding on another 1 over 5 x raised to negative 2, or you can write the numerator as x squared plus a constant. So this is how we solve the first question, and that's 2x raised to 4 minus 4x raised to 1.5 plus 1 over 5 x raised to negative 2, or if you put in the numerator it would be x squared plus a constant c, and this would give you 4 marks. Now let's move on to question number 2. Alright, so question number 2. Now in question number 2, given that the point A has the coordinates negative 2 root 3 comma 5 and the point B is the coordinate 7 root 3 comma 8, the straight line L1 passes through the points A and B. Show that the gradient of L1 is p root 3, where p is a rational constant to be found. You must show each and every step of working. So obviously the gradient, it's pretty easy. We're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is going to be 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5 because those are the y values, 8 and 5. And 7 root 3. 7 root 3 minus 2 root 3. Alright, so this is giving me 8 minus 5 is 3, and 7 minus 7, this is going to be 9 root 3. Alright, now obviously this is not in the correct format, as I've said that p root 3 where p is a rational constant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 3 over 9 root 3 and I'm going to multiply it with negative 9 root 3 to get rid of the surd at the bottom, negative 9 root 3. This is going to give me negative 27 root 3 over negative 243. Alright, and because 9 into negative 9 root 3 is, 9 into negative 9 root 3 is negative 9 root 3, yes. 9 root 3 into negative 9 root 3 is negative 243. I can simplify this because negative 27 divided by negative 243, it's 1 over 9 into root 3. So that's my answer, and I've got 1 over 9, which is a rational constant. After that, the straight line L2 is perpendicular to L1 and it passes through A. Find the equation of L2, giving your answer in the form y equals to mx plus c. Now obviously the gradient of the other line, since it's perpendicular, it would be negative 1 divided by 1 over 9 root 3, 1 over 9 root 3, which is equivalent of, flipping it up. And that's negative 9 over root 3. That's the gradient. And it passes to the point A. So when I put x5, I'll get negative 2 root 3. Okay, so this is the gradient. I get when I put no when I put x as negative 2 root 3, I would get 5 negative 2. So 5 is equivalent of negative 9 over root 3 into negative 2 root 3, negative 2 root 3, plus we add a constant c. Now what we do is we just multiply this negative 9 over root 3 into, we multiply this with negative 2 root 3. This would be 18, because we could do it without the calculator as well. Negative 9 into 2 is 18. 18 root 3 divided by root 3 would be 18. So 5 is equivalent of 18 plus c. So c is obviously 5 minus 18. 5 minus 18 is negative 13. So that's how you get the value of c. Now you can write the equation as y is equivalent of negative 9 over root 3, negative 9 over root 3 into x minus 13, minus 13. All right. And then what we can do is, instead of having a cell at the bottom again, which I really don't prefer, I can write negative 9 over root 3. I can multiply this with negative root 3 over negative root 3. And what will that lead to? It will be 9 root 3 over negative 3, which is basically negative 3 root 3. So I can say y is equivalent of negative 3 root 3 x minus 13, negative 3 root 3x minus 13. I hope this part is clear. First, they ask us to find the gradient, and after that, it says that the straight line L2 is perpendicular to it when passes through A. So you just have to invert the gradient and then find the value of C, and you get the equation of the line. And this is worth 5 marks. Now let's move on to question number 3. In question number 3, it says that the population of a town was monitored. Every 5 years after the monitoring began, the population was 58,000. And every 10 years after the exactly 5 years after the monitoring began, the population was 58,000. Exactly 10 years after the monitoring began, the population was 65,000. Given that the population of the town p,000 t years after monitoring can be modeled by the equation p squared is equal to a plus bt cubed, where a and b are constants, find the value of a and find the value of b. Obviously, we know that. Okay, let's just substitute and we'll get the values. So the first one would be, it says p,000. So remember, you have to deduct 1,000 from these values. So 58 squared is the population, is equivalent of a plus b. The time period is 5 years. So 5 cubed, which is 125. On the other side, I have 65 again squared is equivalent of a plus b into 10 cubed. All right. So when I do this, what is 58 squared? 58 squared is 3364 is equivalent of a plus 125 into the value of b. On the other hand, I have 65 squared, which is 4225 is equivalent of a plus 1000 b. So I can say a is equivalent of 3364 minus 125b. After that, I just substitute it here. So 4225 is equivalent of 3364 minus 125b plus 1000b. So 4225 is equivalent of, no, we can just subtract that. Why are we giving the whole thing? So 4225 minus 3364 is 861 is equivalent of negative 125 plus 1000. So that's going to be 875b. After that, in order to find the value of b, what I would do is 861 divided by 875. That gives you 0.984. b is equivalent of 861 divided by 875, which is 0.984. Alright, I hope this is clear. Now, we have to find the value of a as well. It's not complete yet. So in order to find a, the formula was 3364 minus 125b. 3364 minus 125 into 0.984. So that will give me 3364 minus 125 into 0.984. That is 3241. 3241. Okay, I've got the values for A and B, so my first part is going to get 3 marks. According to the model, exactly 3 years after the monitoring began, the population was 85,000. Make your model clear. So I define the value of t now and using the values. Now remember the formula was that p squared, so 85 squared, obviously 85 squared is same as a plus bt cubed. I know my value of a is 3241 plus the value of b, which is 0.984, 0.984 into the value of t cubed, which is we don't know. So if I do 85 squared minus 3241 over 0.984, what does that give me? 85 squared minus 3241 divided by 0.984, it would give me the value of t cubed. T cubed therefore can be said to be 166,000 divided by 41. So therefore t cubed is, you just take the root of this, the root 15.9, and they have said the answer to be 1 decimal places, so 15.9. 15.9 years. With this, we conclude question number 3, and now we'll move on to question number 4. Okay, there's a lot of space given for the working if you just need an additional amount of working. Okay, it says that given y is a root x, y is a raised to x, express in the simplest form in terms of y and a raised to 3x plus 1. So first of all, I can write a raised to 3x plus 1 as a into a raised to 3x, because whenever you're multiplying you will just add the powers, so 3x plus 1. Alright, and after that I can write this as a into a raised to x whole raised to 3, because I can still multiply 3 and x, I would get 3x. A raised to x can be replaced by y, so I would get a into y the whole raised to 3. So therefore I would get a y cube. I hope this part is clear, and that's how we get in terms of y and a this part. Now the next one, it's 5 over 3a raised to 1 minus x raised to negative 2. Alright, so this one is a bit more complicated, but again, that's what I'm here for, to help you guys. So this was, okay, part B. The question here says 5 divided by 3a raised to 1 minus x over negative 2. This is same as 5 into, no, I mean, if I can just write it in different format, it's 5 divided by 3 raised to negative 2 is 1 over 9. And I have a, and if I multiply negative 2 with 1 minus x, I would get 2x minus 1. No, 2x minus 2. 2x minus 2, right? Because what I'm doing is, instead of writing it this way, I'm just putting a division symbol and writing 3 raised to negative 2 is 1 over 9, and 1 minus x is multiplied by negative 2. That'd be negative 2 plus 2x, which is 2x minus 2. Now, remember fraction division, I can just multiply, so 5 into 9. And this one would come down because it's in the numerator, so a raised to 2x minus 2, which is 45 over a raised to 2x minus 2. Okay, after that I can again simplify this and write it as 45 divided by a raised to 2x over a squared, because a raised to 2x minus 2. Alright, and I can basically write this down as 45. I have into a squared over a raised to 2 of x. Alright, a squared, because it's just inverting the fractions again. Now what is a raised to 2 of x? A raised to 2 of x can be written down as y squared. This can be written down as y squared. Alright, so I can write this down as 45 a squared divided by y squared. I hope this part is clear. Mhm. Okay. We are done with part 1 and in that part A and B. Now we'll be moving to part T, which has A and B again. Use a substitution P is equal to 9 raised to T to show the equation 3 into 3 raised to 4T plus 2 plus 1 is 82 into 9 raised to T. Can be rewritten as 27P squared minus 82P plus 3 is equivalent to 0. Alright, easy question. It's just a bit of logic. So if you take part 2, and in that part A, I have 3 raised to 3 into 4T plus 2 plus 1 is equivalent of 82 into 9 raised to T. Alright, and I'm substituting P is equivalent of 9 raised to T. So first I would like to expand. So 3 into 4T plus 3, because just adding a power, plus 3 would be same as 82 into 9 raised to 2. T can be replaced with P. Now I can write it down as 3 into 3 cube into 3 into 2t raised to 2, because 3 cubed is 20, 2t into 2 is 4 plus 3, so it would still be 4t plus 3 plus 3 is equivalent of 82p. Alright, now 3 cubed is 27. I can write 3 square and the whole raised to t, because the powers are just being multiplied, so you can replace them, plus 3 is equivalent of 82p. However, I know that its p is 9 raised to t, so I have to write it down as 27 into 9 raised to t into 2, because it's this 9 raised to t, the whole raised to 2, it's same as 9 raised to 2t, because the powers just being multiplied when they're inside and outside. So I would get this 82p, and now I can replace this with 27. 90 is replaced with p square minus 82p plus 3 is equivalent of 0. So that's how I write it down. Now what does the next part say? Hence you solve this expression. Now this is basically a hint that you use this quadratic expression to solve this. Alright, so if I want to solve this quadratic, I would simply take my calculator and I would do negative b, which is 128, plus the root of b squared, which is again 82. No, negative b is 82 plus the root of b squared, which is 82 squared, minus 4 into 27 into 3 over 2a, which is 27. Right, so I'm going to write this down over here, 82 plus or minus the root of 82 square minus 4 into 27 into 3 divided by 2 into 27. What does that give me? That gives me 3. Now what is 3? 3 is one of the values p, and what is the other value with negative? With negative, I'm going to get 1 over 27. So remember, the values for p are 3 and the value for p is 1 over 27. But p is just 9 raised to t. These are not the values for p. Okay, hold on. P is 9 raised to t. I want the values for t, in fact. Yeah, so we are given that p is basically 9 raised to t. So 9 raised to t is equivalent of 3. Alright, so if I want to find this out, I'm just going to do log base 9 and 3, log 9 and 3. So basically, what do I need to raise 9 to get 3 is going to be half. And another one, if 9 raised to t is equivalent of 1 by 2, so log 9 of half is equivalent of log 9 of half is no, sorry. Basically, one of them is going to be half because of this. Another one that I have is 9 raised to t is 1 over 27. It was 1 over 27 here, not 1 over 2. 1 over 27. So if I do log of 9 and if I have 1 over 27, put this simply in my calculator, 1 over 27, I get negative 1.5. So the values of t are half and negative 1.5. So I'm just going to repeat this quickly. First of all, you write this in the format I showed the explanation below. Then you solve the quadratic and get the values of p. P is 9 raised to t. So in order to get the values for t, you would use a log function that gives you the values of t as half and negative 1.5. And I hope this question is clear. Again, if you have any doubts, please do comment down below. And this question was 4, 6, and 9 marks in total. So it's a very important question. And if you remember that your working is very important, because for some of the marks, they don't accept your calculator answers, like they might do an IGCSE. So please do make sure to write down the entire working. All right, I guess now we move on to question number 5. Okay, here it says that the curve C has the equation this: find dy by dx, which is the derivative of this in simplest form. Okay, that's not something hard. Sorry for that. So dy by dx, dy over dx could be given by okay, now 3 into 4, I would multiply 3 into 4, that's going to be 12, and x power will be reduced to 12x squared. 12 yeah, here 12x squared, because how 3 into 4 is 12, and I reduce the power, so it will be 12x squared. After that I have 2x raised to negative 1. I should probably write this down simpler so that you guys can understand. Okay, so dy over dx can be written down as 3 into 4 x raised to 2 plus x is raised to negative 1, so if I multiply negative 1 with 2 and x raised to negative 2, 9 would not exist, because 9 is just if you see here, 9, it is one of x terms, so it cannot be raised. So this would be 12x squared negative 2 x raised to negative 2. That's dy by dx. Okay, now here it says that there's a point which lies on this curve C, and the line with the equation k minus 5x, where k is a constant, is tangent to C at P. Show that the x coordinate of P satisfies the equation 12x raised to 4 plus 5x squared minus 2 is 0. Now, let's say what they're trying to say is that there's a point on the curve, and the tangent on the point of the curve, the equation is k minus 5x. So they've given us the gradient. Now, in this derivative term, if we apply the x coordinate of the point, we should get negative 5. What I mean is that if I do 12x squared, if I basically do 12x squared minus 2 over x squared, because it's negative power, I can bring it down. It should equal negative 5. How did I get this? I'm saying that if I put the p's x term in my derivative function, I should get negative 5, because the gradient given here is also negative 5. And this line is a tangent to C. Alright, now if I want to solve this, I will multiply everything by x squared. So 12x raised to 4 minus 2 is equivalent of negative 5x squared. So 12x raised to 4 plus 5x squared minus 2 is equivalent of 0. So this is how I got that expression. Then it says find out the value of k. Find out the value of k. Alright, now what I'm going to do is, first of all, if you see this, okay, we have to find the value of k, which is the line, which is basically the tangent line. Okay, so I know I'm going to substitute y with x squared, because I have a 4 at the power 4, so it's going to be 12y squared plus 5y minus 2 is 0. Now after solving this either through on the calculator or either using a quadratic formula, the y values are going to be 1 by 4 and y values are going to be negative 2 by 3. Obviously y is a square of something, and square could never be negative for a real number. So the x values, if I use this formula, the substitution, it would be the root of 1 by 4, which is positive negative root half. But remember here, what did they say? They said that the x value is greater than 0. So we already know which value to take. Okay, and after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the point P. How? Because I already know the equation of my curve and the point lies on that. So I could simply do 4 into half cube plus 2 over 0.5 plus 9 is 13.5. So my point P is basically 0.5 comma 13.5. Last thing to do, I know that if I use this equation, that is y is k minus 5x, y is k minus 5x, 13.5 should equal to k minus 5 into 0.5. So the k value would be 13.5 plus 5 into 0.5, which is 16. All right, now let me make my method clear to you guys if this question is a bit confusing. First of all, you find dy by dx, which is nothing more than 2 marks. Second, they've told us there's a point, and they've told us that the tangent to that point, the gradient is negative 5. So if I apply the x coordinate of that point in my derivative function, I should get negative 5, right? So that's what I've done and got this equation. After that, I've solved this equation. I've gotten the x value of the point P. Then I got the y value because I know the original equation of my curve. And from that, if I know the x and the y values and the gradient, I can easily find the y-intercept, which is k. And that's how I got the answer to this question. Now, we'll be moving on to question number 6. All right, now we'll be moving on to question number 6. In question number 6, it says that the curve C has the equation y is equivalent of f of x, where x is greater than 0. Given that there's a point P for negative 5 which lies on C, and f dash x is given by 2x squared plus ax plus b over 4 root x, where a, b are constants, and the gradient of the tangent to C at P is actually 7. Show that 4a plus b is 24. So what's going to happen is basically they've given us the gradient function, which is f dash x already. And if I substitute the 4 value, I should get 7, right? So that's simple. I'm going to take my gradient function, which is 2, and I'm going to put substitute 4 in it. 2 4 square plus a into 4 plus b divided by 4 root 4 is equivalent of the gradient is given as 7. Alright. Now what is 2 into 4 square? Divided by 4 root 2 into 4 squared is 32 divided by 4 root 4. That's going to be 4 plus 4a plus b divided by 4 root 4 is given by 7. I've already done for because 2 into 4 squared is 32 divided by 4 root 4 is 4, so I'm not going to put that here. Now 4a plus b is equivalent to 7 minus 4, which is 3, so 4 root 4 into 3. 4 root 4 into 3 is basically 24, so 4a plus b is 24 as they have asked. Quick explanation for this. Again, we have the gradient function. In the gradient function, if you put the value of 4, we would get 7 because the gradient of the tangent to C at P is given as 7. So we also should get 7, and then you just simplify it. It's just algebra, and then you get 24. Next part says that given a plus b is negative 9, find in the simplest form f of x, and this is for 7 marks. Okay, so this is from 7 marks. So first of all, you'll have to find the values of a and b. Then you got to integrate this function, and after integrating it, find the value of c, because, and how do you find it? Because you have the point p. 7 marks is very well justified for this. First step is to find the value of a and b. 4a plus b is 24, and a plus b is basically negative 9. I can subtract these equations. When I subtract this, I would get 3a, b minus b is 0, 24 minus 9 is 33. Right, so a is 11. After that, I can get that a is 11. And if I find the value of b is negative 9, negative 11. So b is negative 20. Now I can write my f dash x value as f dash x is equivalent of 2x squared plus 11x minus 20 divided by 4 root x. What I've done is I've just simply put the a values and the b values in the original equation. Now we're going to simplify this because I don't like 4 root x in the bottom. So 2 over 4 is half x raised to 1.5 because 2 minus 0.5 is 1.5 plus 11 over 4, and again x raised to 0.5 minus 20 over 4 is basically minus 5 x raised to negative 0.5, because you're just going to do, there's no x power at the top, there's only 1 at the bottom, so it's going to be negative of that. After that, now this is basically f dash x function. Now we've got to do is integrate this, the integral of this. So when we integrate of 1 over 2 x raised to 1.5 plus 11 over 4 x raised to 0.5 minus 5x raised to 0.5 negative 0.5 into g of x, it will be given as 1 over 2 x raised to 2.5 divided by 2.5 plus 11 over 4 x raised to 1.5 divided by 1.5 minus 5 into x raised to half, because I'm just adding up and divide by half. Simply x, it's 1.5, so it's 2.5, 0.5, 1.5, and minus it's negative 0.5, 1.5. After that, this is the half. Okay. Now when I simplify it further, I would get 1 over 5 x raised to 2.5 plus 11 over 6. I've done these calculations previously to save time, but obviously you would need to do these calculations by yourself, minus 10 x raised to half. Okay. After that, what we do is we substitute 4 in this to get negative 5 so that we can find the value of c, because there is still a constant c missing here. So what I'm going to do is 1 over 5, and I'm going to substitute 4 raised to 2.5 plus 11 over 6 into 4 raised to 1.5 minus 10 into 4 raised to half plus a constant c is equivalent of negative 5. So to get the value of c, you would just add all of these up and take it to the other side, which is negative 5 minus 16 over 15, because the sum of the other side was 16 over 15. So this c value is negative 91 over 15. And after that, we just simply write it down. F of x can be given as 1 over 5 x raised to 2.5 plus 11 over 6 x raised to 1.5 minus 10x raised to half minus 91 divided by 15. So that is how I got this answer. First of all, you find the values a and b. After that, you integrate them. After integrating, you find the value of c, and then you just write it all together. You can simplify it further, but this answer is acceptable as per the marking scheme. Now, I think there's another part to this question. Curve C is transformed to the curve with the equation y is f of x minus 3. So it's horizontally transformed to the right 3. So for the same y values, you would get x values to plus 3. Given the point P is transformed to point Q, straight to point to. So basically, to the right means you'll add 3. So 4 plus 3 would be 7, but y value would remain the same, which is negative 5. So it would be 7 and negative 5. Part C, the answer would be 7 and negative 5. Alright, I hope this question is clear. This was a bit complicated one, so do take your time throughout it. And remember, I've done these calculations previously, so I'm just writing them down from somewhere, but you need to perform these calculations yourself. Now let's move on to question number 7, and let's continue. Now we'll be moving on to question number 7. The question number 7 says the curve C has an equation y is equivalent of 2 over x minus k, where k is a positive constant. Sketch the graph of C. On your sketch, show the coordinates of any points of intersection of C with the coordinate axis and the equation of the horizontal asymptote to C, stating each in terms of k. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a coordinate grid using my ruler. Obviously, you have to use your ruler and pencil while you're drawing to ensure that your graph is clean and straight, as well as it looks neat on your paper. So this is how the coordinate axis is going to look like. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Since it's a sketch and I do not know any specific values, I don't need to put any numbers now. Now 2 over x minus k. Often what happens is that we cannot actually assume these graphs because they don't have a particular shape. So I like to keep a k a certain value. Here they've said that k is a positive constant. So I'm just going to keep my k as 5. And then I start with taking x values such as 2 over 1 minus 5. I get negative 3. Now if I take a larger x value, let's say 3, that is 2 over 3 minus 5, I get negative 4.33. If I take a very large value, such as let's say 100, I get negative 4.98. If I take 1000, 2 over like let's say 100,000 or 10,000 minus 5, I get 4.998. So as I can see that as the x value actually increases, the y value, it comes closer and closer to negative 5, which is basically negative k here. So there's an asymptote. I can assume that there will be an asymptote, and they've already said that there's a horizontal asymptote for which whose equation you have to write. So if I assume that there's a asymptote here with a dashed line, yeah. So there's an asymptote here with a dashed line, and then my graph, if I take a very small value of x, such as 2 over 1 minus 5, it's negative 3, all right? But when I go into a very large value, such as 999, it comes closer to negative 4.998. So on my small values, even the vertical y-axis is an asymptote because x value cannot be zero. You cannot divide anything with zero. So I have two asymptotes here. So vertical is at the y-axis, and the horizontal is y is equivalent of negative x, negative k. Now, and when my x values are positive, the graph it goes closer, closer, closer. Then it goes away. Then again it comes closer. It does not touch these lines. Okay. On the other side, now if I take my values of negative, that is 2 over negative 1 minus 5, I'm again going to keep the same thing, minus 5. That comes down to negative 7. When I take a larger value such as 2 over negative 5, that comes down to negative 5.4. When I take again another large value such as let's say 10,000, it's very close to negative 5. So my graph is going to look somewhat like this. That is, as I move, as my values become more negative, it goes more towards negative 5. So here it's more close, but when I come, as my x values like reach towards 0, it decreases, decreases, and again here it goes towards the axis. It does not touch the axis, okay? Now here there's an interesting point that it has crossed one of the like the points. So we have to show this point of intersection. Here our graph is y is equivalent of 2 over x minus k, right? And here the y value is 0, so 0 is equivalent of 2 over x minus k is equivalent of 2 over x. So the x value, if I want the x value, I can simply say x is equivalent of 2 over k. So this point is basically 2 over k, comma 0. I hope this question is clear. Again, just take k value as 5 and do substitution, and you would get the how the graph would look like, and then make sure of the equation of the asymptote. Now we move on to the second part. It says that the line L has an equation y is equivalent of negative kx minus 6. Given that L intersects C at two distinct points, find the range of the possible values of k. Now when you hear two distinct points, obviously you should get into your mind that we can use a discriminant. Y is equivalent of negative, the first equation was y is equivalent of 2 over x minus k. Wasn't it? Yes, 2 over x minus k. The other equation is y is equivalent of negative kx minus 6. So now, because they both are equal to y, I can equate them. 2 over x minus k is equivalent of negative kx minus 6. Then I got to simplify this. So I can multiply everything by 2 to get remove the denominator 2. 2 minus kx is equivalent of negative kx square negative 6x. Negative kx square negative 6x, 2 minus kx negative 6x. So you're going to put kx square plus 6x minus kx plus 2 is equivalent of 0. I'm just rearranging it, simple algebraic rearrangement. And after that, I can write this down as kx square plus x into 6 minus k plus 2 is equivalent of 0. Now, what is the point written here is that they intersect at two distinct points. So in two distinct points, obviously my b square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. What is the value of b square? 6 minus k square minus 4 into the value of a is k and the value of c is 2. It's greater than 0. Now what is 6 minus k squared? 36 minus 12k plus k square minus 4k into 2 would be minus 8k is greater than 0. K squared minus 20k plus 36 is basically greater than 0. So if I find the values, if I try to factorize this through my calculator, 1k squared minus 20k plus 36, 18 and 2. So what I'm going to answer is k minus 2 and k minus 18. Okay, this would be the factorized form. So just to understand, what I'm trying to tell you is this k is positive, so the graph would look somewhat like this. This is 2 and this is 18. Now what they're asking us is where would the answer be greater than 0? So it would either be on this side, which is less than 2, or this side, which is greater than 18. So k values can be less than 2 or k can be greater than 18, and these both are necessary to get the full mark for this question. I hope this is clear. Again, a simple discrimination question. Discriminate question. Discriminant question. All right, now we'll be moving on to question number 8, which is the second last question of this paper. This is a trigonometry question. It says that figure 1 shows a design for a badge. Hold up. Yeah. So figure 1 shows a sketch of a design for a badge. The design consists of a triangle, which is OAB, joined to a sector, which is OBC, of a circle with a center 0. In this design, we have OB as 3.4 centimeters, AB as 1.9, angle AOB is pi over 6, and angle OAB is greater than pi over 2 radians. Making your method clear, find the size of the angle OAB. OAB is basically this angle. Now, since I want to find this angle and the opposite is 3 by 4 and I have pi over 6 and the opposite is 1 by 9, I can simply use my sine rule. But remember that angle OAB is greater than pi over 2 radians. So we'll need to check to ensure your answer is correct. So basically, my sine theta over the length, which is opposing is 3.4, is equivalent of sine of pi by 6. All of these measures are in radians. Divide by 1.9. I'll put my calculator in radians mode. Angle radian, yes. Okay. Theta would then basically be sine inverse of 3.4 into sine of pi over 6 divided by 1.9. So this is how I would get the theta value. And the theta value here is 1.107841599. I prefer writing the whole values for these questions. Now, is this greater than pi by 2 radians or no? So what I would do is 1.107841599 minus 0.5 pi. This gives me, when I do this value minus 0.5 pi, it is giving me a negative answer. This means that this value is actually less than 0.5 pi. So now how do I find this? Remember that sine theta is same as sine of pi minus theta, right? Sine theta is same as pi minus theta. So if I wanted to find alternative value, I would do pi minus 1.107841599, which equates to pi minus 1.1078841 pi minus 1.107841599 is 2.03375105. So this can be equated to, now how many decimal places? The answer asks for 4 significant figures. So 2.034. Okay, just to again make sure, first of all, you found this theta value using the sine rule. But since this value that we got is less than 0.5 pi, we do pi minus this so that we can get an alternative value. Okay, find the area of the triangle OAB. Now for any of the area of the triangle, we need two lengths and a side in between that. So we can take this angle, which is not known, but we know the both are sides. How to find this angle? That is OBA. The angle, first I find the angle OBA. OBA. This can be pi is 180, so pi minus one of the angles was pi over 6. The other angle was 2.033751055, which is equivalent of 0.5842428833. So this is one of your angles. After that, what you do is you just do 1 by 2 into 3.4 into 1.9 into sine of this angle. Sine of what angle? 0.584242833, which is equivalent of 1.78154645. If I round that off to how many significant figures? They have asked for 3 significant figures, so 1.78 centimeter square, I believe. Yes, centimeter square, I believe. So what I've done is I found this value of OBA because I know the angles in a triangle add up to 180. After that, I just apply the formula half into AB into A is 3.4, B is 1.9, and sine C, which is the angle in between. And I would get this answer. After that, it says that given that the ratio of the triangle OBC, which is the above triangle, to the area of the triangle OAB, which I have found is 3:2, show that angle BOC is actually 0.462. BOC is basically 0.462 radians. Now, first of all, they're dividing the areas in the ratio 3:2. So that means there are five total parts, and two of the five, if I take this, so basically two out of the five parts, we don't know there's a certain whole number that is x, let's put it x, and two out of five of that is basically 1.781565 because it says that 3 is to 5 the area is divided and 2 is for this triangle. Which triangle? OAB. We know the area of triangle OAB, so 2 over 5 of the whole is x. So I can find the whole value. The x value is going to be 1.781565 divided by 2 over 5 or divided by 0.4. X is going to be 4.45391125. And this is the whole value. Now, if I multiply it by 3 by 5, 4. Um, okay, give me a minute. 2 over 5. Have I done this wrong? 1.781565 divided by 2 over 5 is 4.45. Yes. And if I multiply this with 3 over 5, okay, here. So I'm going to take this value 4.45391125 and I will multiply it by 3 by 5 to get the area of the other triangle. So what is the area of the other triangle? This is going to be 2.67234675. So now I know the area of this above triangle, which is BOC. And I also know it says that the design consists of a triangle. This is a sector of a circle, that is BOC is a sector. So OC would be 3.4. So to define the area, I would do half r square theta. Half into the value of r square, which is 3.4 square, into the value of theta that we are trying to find is 2.67234.675. So when I want to find the value of theta value is basically going to be 2 into 2.67234.675 divided by 3.4 square. Theta value is 0.4623437.284. Theta value is equivalent of 0.462 as they have asked. It is being proved. So what I've done is I found the area of this triangle and this is 2/5. So using that I found the whole value and then I found the area of this because this is 3/5 of that whole value. And to find the area of this sector, it's half r square theta. I know the value of half, I know the value of r square, which is 3.4 square. I can easily find theta with that. Hence find the perimeter of the badge in centimeter to the nearest integer. For the perimeter of the badge, I will need to know the length of BC. BA is given. Okay, so first of all, let's do BC. Okay, BC is the easiest length we have to find. So in order to find the length of BC, remember that the outside of a sector, like the circumference, is the r theta, where r is, we know the r times theta. R is 3.4 and the theta value is 0.4623437284. This is equivalent of 1.57196867. Okay, so this is how I found the length of BC. Okay, now what else do I need to know? I'm gonna put a tick on all the marks that I know already. I know BC, I know OC, I know. Okay, now I need to find OA. So the length of OA over. Now there's a certain value of sine that we need to find. OA is opposite to this angle, OBA. Have you found? No. Okay, we have found OBA though. OBA is 0.58, yeah, this one. So we're going to use this value, OA over sine of 0.58242833 is equivalent of, we have any other angle that we can take and include 1.9 and pi over 6. 1.9 and sine of pi over 6. Okay, so in this case, if I want to find OA, OA is 2.0902034 centimeters. Now, if I want to find the perimeter is going to be perimeter. I have 1, 1.9, 3.4. First of all, I'm going to add these whole values. 1.9 plus 3.4. After that, I'm going to add my OA value, which is 2.09020034, and I'm going to add 1.57, which I got previously, 1.57196867. So this is going to be 8.96 centimeters, and this is going to be 9 centimeters because they have asked to the nearest integer. So obviously this is going to correct answer. Remember, BC value, OC value, BA value, and OA value, add them together, you get the perimeter. This was 10 and 13 marks, so this was a pretty long question. And it is easy if you be just a bit careful and don't mess around with any angles and stuff like that. All right, now we'll be moving on to question number 9. Question number 9, the first part says that express 6x minus 27 over 4 minus x squared in the form a plus b x plus c squared, where a, b, c are constants to be found. Now this is basically completing the square. So completing the square is easy. First of all, write it in the correct form. That is negative x squared plus 6x minus 27 over 4. Alright, so this is how you write negative 6x plus 6x minus 27 over 4. Okay, now I can take negative a common, then x plus the value of b, which is 6, over 2a, which is negative 2, the whole square, plus the value of c, which is negative 27 over 4, minus the value of b squared, which is 36, over 4a, which is negative 4. So negative a, x plus b over 2a, the whole square, plus c minus b squared over 4a. Alright, and then if I want to simplify this, I can write this down as negative 1. No, why did I put b here? It should be 6. Alright, so negative 1, x minus 3, the whole square, plus 9 over 4. Alright, so this can be written as 9 over 4 minus x minus 3, the whole square. And it's alright completing the square. Now, one technique here is that if you're not sure whether the answer is correct, just put this negative x squared plus 6x minus 27 over 4 into your calculator. Make sure this x is assigned to like 3 or 4. And then you put the same equation 9 over 4 minus x minus 3 square. If these both values match, that means your answer should ideally be correct. I cannot guarantee it, but if you have got your answer and get the same value, most likely it is correct. After that, it says that we have found the completing the square. Now it says find the maximum value, which is point P. So maximum value is very easy to find. The negative 3 value, it would have become positive 3, and if it's positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive, comma, this is 9 by 4. The outside value, this is x and y. Very easy question. After that, it says then figure 2 also shows a part of a sketch of a curve with the equation y is cos of k of x. So k of x means that actually it has been stretched by 1 over k, horizontal stretch, where k is a constant, x is measured in radians. Given that C1 and C2 intersect the point A and B, state the x coordinate of B. First of all, x coordinate of B is a point where the curve, the C1, is actually passing through the x-axis. So that's very easy to find. Part C1, basically 9 minus 4 minus x minus 3 square, which is the equation of the curve, the original curve, is the y value is 0. So x minus 3 square is 9 over 4. So x is equivalent of the root of 9 over 4 plus 3. Now you might be confused that the root of the 9 over 4 will bring positive and negative values. When you do root of 9 over 4 plus 3, you would get 4.5. And if you do negative, like if you do negative 9 over 4 plus 3, you would get 1.5. Obviously, this is plus or minus. Let me write both of these values for you, positive, negative. Okay, so this will give us 1.5 and 4.5, and these are basically the x coordinates of the points where the curve meets the x-axis. So as you can see, there are 2 points A and B. One is 1.5 and one is 4.5, 1.5 and 4.5. So obviously B is 4.5 because B is greater than A. So the x coordinate of B is 4.5, which can be written as 9 over 2. X coordinate of b. After that, we are going to move to the second part. The second part says state the value of k. Now, basically, I can see that on my wherever the curve y is equivalent of cos. Basically, my curve equation is y is cos of kx, right? Y is cos of k of x. And when my x value was 0, when my x value is basically 4.5, y value is 0. Because this is 4.5, the y value is technically 0. So 0 is equivalent of cos of k 4.5 into the value of k. So in order to find the 4.5k, I would do cos inverse of 0. Cos inverse of 0 in terms of pi is basically going to be 0.5 pi. 4.5k is equivalent of half pi. But let's check whether this can actually be correct or no. Because this curve has already it has been upwards once, so this would be 90 degrees or 0. Half pi or cos 90. I mean this part. This part would actually be let's say half pi. Just imagine the cos curve. The cos curve looks somewhat like this. So 90, this is 0, then it goes down 90, then it comes back here and goes like this. Okay, so 90, this is going to be, the center is 180. After that, you have 270 here. So in this case scenario, the point A, it would be basically 90 or half pi. On point B, it would actually be 270 degrees, right? So I can say that 4.5k is not 1.5 pi, it's actually 3 by 2 pi because you convert 270 to pi. So k is going to be 1.5, which is 3 over 2 pi, divided by 4.5, which is 1/3 of pi. I hope that's clear. Just want to explain again. The first value, which is 90 degrees, is for part A. So the second value will obviously be 4.5. 4.5 pi. Or 4.5, that's it. The first value of half pi is for point A. We're going to add, that is 90 degrees. 360 minus 90 is 270. So therefore, you could get 3 by 2 pi because then you can convert 270 degrees. And if I find the value of k, it's going to be 1/3 pi. The last part says state the period of C2. Now the period of C2 basically means that how often does it repeat or what's the difference. As I can see, the difference between my A and the B values is 4.5 minus 1.5, which is 3. And the C2 curve is just half of the cycle here. So if it takes half cycle in 3, the full cycle will be in 6, and after that starts repeating. So it repeats after 6. So 4.5 minus 1. If I do this, C part 2, 4.5 minus 1.5 is actually 3, and 3 into 2 is 6. I found the half of it and then I would double it for the full and I would get 6. Now there's the last question. It says that the line segment L joins P and B. There's a line segment L which is joining 2 points P and B. The region R shown shaded is bounded by L, C1 and C2. Use inequalities to define R. It's a 5-mark question. So first of all, we have to find the equation of this line, which is this one, the line between P and B. All right. Now, if I want to find the value of P, this is which part? This is part D, I guess. Yes, this is part D. So I know that my P value is actually 3 and 9 by 4 because that's the max value that we found. B value is 4.5, comma 0. So if I find the gradient, the M, it's going to be 9 over 4 is 2.25 minus 0 over 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4.5. Negative 1.5 is the gradient. And if I want to find the y-intercept, since the line passes through point P, I can say that 9 by 4, which is from point P, equals to negative 1.5 into 3 plus the value of C. So in this case, C is going to be 27 over 4 because 9 over 4, 9 over 4 plus 1 plus 4.5 is 27 over 4. So the equation is, for the line L, the equation is y is equivalent of negative 1.5x plus 27 over 4. Now we got to figure out the inequalities. The first inequality is obviously that it's greater than that curve C1, right? It's actually less than that because you see all the values are inside. So the first inequality is it's going to be less than the curve C1. The first inequality is y values are less than 6x minus 27 over 4 minus x squared because the curve C2, C1 is actually above this. The second inequality. If I see the curve C2, this entire region is above the curve C2. So in this case, the y would be greater than. Y is actually greater than cos of 1 by 3 pi of x. And the last case scenario is on the line we discovered the y values will actually be less than negative 1.5x plus 27 over 4. Let me show you how this works. So basically what we say is if I erase all of this and just put 4.5 here. So this area is actually below this curve C1, above this, and to the left of this. So that's why we say y is less than that, and therefore we get these equations. Y is less than, y is less than, and y is greater than cos of 1 by 3 pi x. And by solving this question, we have came to an end of this paper. I hope this video was really helpful, and I hope you have understood all of these questions, including the workings. If you have any doubts, please don't hesitate to comment down below. Or if you have any possible questions, suggestions, or any other thing which you'd like to communicate with me. Please do share this video with your friends and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, as I'll be uploading more videos, including this IAL January 2025 P2, M1, and probably S1 and FP1 to help you all with your major exams. If you have any other questions, please do not forget to please don't hesitate to comment them below. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and good luck for your exams or your assessments. Bye bye.